Hi everyone, it is my last day in Mexico, and before I head back, I wanted to do a quick makeup tutorial focusing on the pink makeup trend. This was huge on the runways and it's actually quite wearable. And the reason why I wanted to do it is because I found one palette that really can achieve this trend, and I was inspired because every time I wear this specific makeup look, whether it's to a kid's birthday party or out at evenings, I continuously get compliments on my eye makeup. So I wanted to share it with you. Before I get into it, I'm gonna just show you how I pack for a getaway, because I feel like as long as you've got one key palette, but a wardrobe of lip colors, you're set. So I'm gonna just pick this up to show you some of the key products that I've taken with me on my trip. So I think that you can see I've got all different color lip colors. I'm gonna show you this purpley pink one. That's been my go-to for this Mexican vacation. I've got lights, I've got reds, I've got corals. This is a mix of different brands. I've got a ton of MAC, I've got, I think this is Makeup Forever, Kevin O'Quan. So it's a good assortment. And then I've got a soft pink. I brought my trusty little eye mask and a few key skincare products. I always like to have hydrated lips also to go with my lipsticks. So those are some of the key products that I pack with me for my vacations. So the first thing that I'm going to do before I get into the palette is just prep my skin. I just feel like every day you need to wear, especially in Mexico, I'm wearing my favorite moisturizing sunblock. It's SPF 50. And I'm just gonna show you, sometimes it's hard to find a sunblock that feels like a moisturizer and doesn't leave behind any sort of white film. If you have a guy in your life, this will also not break anybody out, but if he's got some scrub, some stubble or a beard, this sunblock absorbs straight through and does not leave a white mask or film behind. It's not greasy, and now my skin doesn't feel so dry. So I'm just gonna show you that I love this sunblock because you don't get that heavy, messy sunblock feeling. Okay, so that's all I gotta do for my skin for the day. The key palette that I wanted to introduce you to is from Urban Decay. It's called Back Talk. So I'm gonna show you the inside. I'll start with the eyeshadow colors, and maybe when we're done, I will swatch them so you could see how they look on skin. And the nice thing is that, especially for travel, there is a mirror here that comes in and out. Now the other side is blushes and highlighters. Sadly, my highlighter dropped before I traveled here, but I do have an awesome hack. If you have cracked makeup, I'm going to post a video I've done in the comments to show you how to repair cracked makeup. So I dumped all mine out because I didn't want it to explode, but I could have repaired this and salvaged my highlighter. So I'm gonna post that video later. So let's get into the pink makeup look. I forgot to pack my eyeshadow brush, but that's okay because I'm about using my fingers. So the key color is Back Talk. This is the shade that inspired this entire palette, and that's what I've been using as my base, and it's really beautiful. So if you literally just need like a 2-second makeup look and you just want to do something pretty on your lids, that's what it looks like. I'll put it on my hand so you can kind of see. It is a really just a soft peachy pink, and when we're done, I'm gonna go on my balcony to show you how it looks in the daylight. So I'm gonna apply this using my mirror and my fingers. And what's nice about this particular palette is that I can do just this simple eyeshadow and be done, or I could use the other shades to punch it up for evening, or just for like a more dramatic daytime look. But this is a really good inspiration using the pink makeup trend that we saw on the runways that used a lot of like fuchsias and hot pinks, which might not be so wearable in our everyday lives. So this is a really good way to translate that trend into your everyday. So hopefully you can see it. Maybe I'll try to pick this up a little bit to show you guys how this just like, especially just looks pretty. Okay, so that's that on my eyeshadow. Now I'm going to, since I don't have any eyeshadow, all I have is my angled eyeliner brush. This is from Eco Tools, you guys. It's just like a couple of dollars. It's the best. But since I don't have anything for my crease, I'm just going to use my other finger. We make it work. And I'm going to start to play a little bit. So now I'm going to, I think Attitude and Shade are so beautiful. So I'm going to take Shade, which is like a plum. Can you see that? I'm going to swatch this on my hand so you can see it too. There you go. And I'm going to put this in my crease. And this is a bit more purpley. So when these colors might seem a little scary and not so wearable, the truth is that once they're blended, they're actually really wearable. I'm applying this kind of dramatically. I'm gonna take some Kleenex and just kind of clean it up a little bit, since I'm using my fingers and not getting the most precise application. So that kind of adds a little bit more of an intense effect. Now remember, I am not wearing any sort of foundation on my skin right now. If you are going out, you might wanna be having like some sort of tinted moisturizer. I typically wear my Radiant Defense. I'm the color beige, but again, I'm gonna be by the pool, so I'm all about simplicity. Okay, the last thing that I'm gonna do is I always dip my angled eyeliner brush in a hint of water to dampen it, to use it as eyeshadow. So that's what I'm gonna do now. And I'm going to take Attitude, which I'll show you that color. Swatch it for you. This is Attitude on my finger. It's like a goldy, look at how beautiful this is. So if you're looking for like a really beautiful copper shade with a hint of pink in it, this is great for you. And I'm just gonna line my upper and lower lash line. So the difference here is that oftentimes people would use a brown or a black to line their eyes. But again, to kind of play up this pink trend, you can line your eyes with one of these shades. The other thing you can do is line the waterline, which is like the inners, with either a brown liner or a black liner, and then you can go below it with one of these shades. And then let's just pretend I don't necessarily wear mascara to the pool, but since I'm doing a more dramatic look to show you guys, I'm going to curl my lashes and just add a swipe of mascara. A lot of people ask me what the best mascaras are. I'm all about drugstores, but I have to say Lancome has great mascaras, Christian Dior has great mascaras. So it just depends on what your budget is. But really, mascaras look the best the first 2 to 3 months, and then afterward they start to dry out. So that's why I say you don't necessarily need to do a huge investment. Of course, I'm going to bring this again outside so you can see the lighting. I'm going to add a hint of under eye concealer, and then we're going to go outside together and I'll do all the swatches so you can kind of see the colors in the daylight. And the last thing I'm going to do is show you some of the blush colors. So some people might be afraid of like the purpley, this has like some purple pink, but I'm telling you that once you start to use them and play around, they're not as, this just adds a little bit of color. The colors show up way less intense than they do in the palette. So I've added my blush, and then I'm gonna finish off with a purpley lip gloss called Heroine. It looks super pigmented and purple in the tube, but look at how it looks on me. I've been wearing this all weekend long with my bathing suits in the sun. And it has not been, it's got like that purpley pinky, so you can see. Okay, so now I'm gonna take you guys outside. Maybe I'll give you a little tour of the room. I've got my Mexican Coca-Cola because it's so delicious. Everyone knows it tastes so good here. Okay, so come with me. Let's bring our palette. I'll show you the finished look. I want to hear what you guys think. We'll sit down Oh, who wants to see the room? Look, I've got a huge bathtub in the middle of our room. It's kind of funny. And then I'll show you, this is the room. Okay. I've been having the best time here with all these girls. And here we go, we're outside. Oh, maybe, you know what? Maybe the light will be just as good out right here. Or maybe not. Let's go outside. So we've been like bonding and eating and having the best time, but also doing some training, and it's just really amazing how awesome this business has been for me and so many different women. Okay, can you guys get a sense for how this makeup looks? Can you tell? I just wanted to show you. I'll go a little bit closer. So it's a really good interpretation, shall we say, of the pink eye makeup trend. Okay, now I'm just gonna show you the colors in daylight so you can see. Let's see here, I'll hold them up. And you know what, maybe what I'll do is I'll swatch them all, and then I'll put a photo below in the comments so you can see a swatch. Okay, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go hang out and enjoy my last few hours here in Mexico. Bye everyone.